apparently like the
Here we are. Hello,
American.
everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're talking
Hello.
about the dystopian future of America.
That's
Yeah.
right. We're here.
It's
No longer
it's
queer.
1984.
That's right.
It's 2024. 2025 actually.
Just
Well,
3 years and 358
Right.
days.
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna do the
We're
countdown
so
every time Chris is
close.
on the show.
God, I really want to know. I love
Almost
to
there.
know.
Just gotta hang out a little longer.
It's
Just
such
a
a-
little bit.
It's so like nerve-wracking to think that in 4 more years we might just get a JD Vance, or they might fuck the whole Constitution up to the point that
we might have a king by then.
There
yeah,
you go,
I
you
think it'll
never
be
know.
King Elon at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said something to me like about at the show. They were like, "Well, it's just gonna be Elon next," and I was like, "Well, he's like he's a
He
foreign
can't.
born."
Yeah,
And then I was like,
He's from South
and then I
Africa.
realized that might not matter.
Well, with
by
an
the time that
executive
they
order,
get-
who cares,
Well,
right?
no, if, there's
Yeah.
if there's one thing the GOP loves and can't stop talking about, it's the Constitution, and that's where that is.
right.
That's
right.
it. There you go. But only the parts that they like. See,
Well,
it's just
yeah.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Bible,
yeah,
Chris.
yeah.
It's the same
Absolutely.
thing. It's the same thing.
I think it was Christian, my nephew, was explaining to me the distinction between actual Jesus and Republican Jesus.
Oh yeah, big,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I was
Big
like,
difference.
yeah, there's a Republican Jesus.
Yeah, he had an M16.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the one cutting people's ears off,
Yeah.
not
He's
the
like,
one healing them.
Give me
And
your
he's-
fucking money.
Yeah.
And despite being from the Middle East, he's pure white.
Yep,
That's right.
absolutely.
White as the driven snow.
Absolutely.
He has never had an ounce of brown in his jeans.
Nope.
Because he's God's son.
Mhm, that's right.
Okay.
And he lives up there in those white clouds with
Mhm.
pearly gates. Pearls are white too, by the way. Do you think there's gold gates? No, white gates.
He'd stick out like a brown thumb up there.
That's
You
right.
don't want that.
We can't have people confusing the Son of God for the help. Okay?
Trump is going to deport every Mexican out of heaven.
Finally.
The ice trucks are going up to the sky.
That's why they got Elon on the
That's
payroll.
why, that's
They're like,
why.
we need to get these ICE
Yeah.
agents to heaven. Stat.
Yeah, he wasn't doing the Nazi salute, just pointing where they were
That's,
going.
that's right. They're going right up there. We got to hurry up. We got to hurry up. Oh, the best part before we start the show. Well, we'll talk about it. Let's show it. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
whatever.
Let's just start the fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Let's start the show.
We're getting into territory now.
Go.
Territory.
Go now.
Go.
I'm bored already.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
Hello, it's Matt.
And Bubba Coo Chris.
Bubba Coo Chris. He's got two of the bubs. We don't know where. We don't know where the third one went.
It's
but-
where I ate tonight. It's a burrito place like down in
Oh.
Maryland. Bubba
Oh.
Coo burritos.
so,
Bubba Coo Burrito.
oh, is it supposed to be like a barbecue sort of
No, it's,
reworking?
it's
or?
the closest I can get to raw burritos down there.
Oh, okay.
But no, they have like different. There's like you get a Nashville hot burrito, you can get a buffalo chicken burrito.
Oh, okay.
They have some like Chipotle crema kind of stuff.
Some options.
General So's, yeah, it's like
God damn,
a
General
bunch of,
So's.
bunch of weird flavors, but they're all
Weird
pretty
is,
good.
weird is
Yeah.
good. All right. Well,
Yeah,
it's good to take a walk on the wild side, be a little exotic every once in a while, especially in Trump's America. So,
Sure, do it while you can.
but yeah, exactly right, because it's outlawed now.
right now, and well,
That's right.
in Maryland they
you're
have
acting
a lot.
a little tan.
Yeah.
It's a little spicy.
You better double up on that zinc oxide.
You can have salt and a pinch of pepper.
That's right.
Those are the seasonings allowed. now.
Exactly right. But mostly blanched cauliflower.
Yeah, you boil everything till it's gray, and then you can eat it.
Once it's 50% translucent, it's ready to eat.
Everything
We're changing the CDC guidance.
It's all just mayonnaise bottles
That's
on
right.
restaurant
all
tables.
mayo, because everything else is too spicy.
Here's your complimentary bowl of mayo and some untoasted bread.
That's right. There you go. There you go. Eat up. So here we are on the other side of the nightmare show.
Yeah.
The nightmare
We
is.
now have nothing interesting to talk
That's
about.
right.
leading
That
up.
nightmare is over. The other has just begun.
Yes.
So and the litigation has started, by the way, that I spoke of last week,
Mhm.
because Trump cut all these funding things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He almost canceled the show
In the
I don't
middle of
know
the
if you
night.
guys
I know. Exactly right.
Trump
That's-
almost made an executive order
we
that
were
we
very
weren't gonna play the
scared.
show.
We called Tom Wolf, who's the former governor of
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, and we're
Tom,
like, Tom,
help.
can you give us a little bit of guidance? And he says, I don't work there anymore. Stop calling
I'm
me.
rich. I'm rich and I don't care.
It's not where I got my little glasses. I don't care.
I got mine. What's your problem?
Yeah, exactly right. Why don't you run for governor? Then you can
He's
figure it out.
you know he's related to the people from which Mount Wolf is named.
Oh yeah, of
or
course,
for which
of
Mount
course.
Wolf is named.
Wolf furniture and all that shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
All the wolves around here.
there's wolves circling the whole state.
I think he's who inspired that pentagram song too, right?
Yes,
Sign
that's
of the Wolf.
Yeah,
yes,
that
Chris,
was him. It
Chris,
was,
you're
right.
exactly right.
It
You're
was
exactly
Tom Wolf,
right.
and he was
Again.
our best governor we ever had.
Yep,
In the last
Thank
10
goodness.
years.
that's it.
He was
watched-
summoning wolves and demons.
I'll tell you
I
what,
loved it.
he didn't have to rack his shotgun once. He just did his little howl, and then everybody fell into place. But I love that the former attorney general is the governor now, because he's got all kinds of shit to say
What?
about. Wasn't that who Josh Shapiro? Wasn't he? The
Oh, was he?
attorney? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Shapiro.
And so he's
I
every
don't like him because he doesn't condone the the class consciousness killing of people. who
Yeah,
make too
well,
much money.
he doesn't
He
have
was
it-
like, I don't like that.
he
And
has,
I'm like,
he has no
better
animals
watch
under.
what you say because you might not get voted in next
He has
time.
no animals under his control either, so he's not as interesting.
Just
But,
weakness after weakness.
that's right, exactly right. It's stacking up quick there, Gov.
I voted for a stupid ass too.
Well, it's better than
I
the
just thought,
alternative.
I don't want the other guy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That seems to be what going to the polls is these days.
Which bull of shit sticks worse?
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
It's not somebody that I want to be in office. It's someone else that I want to keep out of office. So
Yeah,
that's where my vote goes. But yeah, and so in the 11th hour, as we always do, some federal judge was like, by the way, we're going to put a hold on this till you get your shit together about what all this defunding is supposed to be about, or the
sure.
freeze on
Well-
spending or whatever.
Donald Trump doesn't need a plan.
The best
Yeah,
part,
what are you
I know,
talking about?
exactly
He's
right.
never
He's
needed a
just,
plan.
just let me sign it with one of my giant sharpies. But it's all just going to continue to stack up. We might as well just replace the White House with a courtroom and just let everything move forward
You
from
know,
there.
The real shame is that we had no idea this would happen.
Yeah, I was
How could
completely
we ever
blindsided.
know?
Completely blindsided. I felt that we had a stable genius going into the White House,
Just like
and,
last time.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Oh,
and
wait.
see, now this is the funny thing, because this time around, it's almost more. I probably said this already. More reckless, because as of now, this is it. You know, these four. So we'll see what happens after that. But
Mhm. Oh yeah, no. You think you're gonna get rid of him after 4?
no.
Either the Grim Reaper's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, he's way overdue. Let's be
Definitely.
honest.
Yeah.
That McDonald's, he should be. They should just take him and put him on the front of the McDonald's every franchise building.
Yeah.
Well,
as a testament to their health benefits.
when they install the court in the White House, they can put a McDonald's in the
Oh,
right
absolutely.
off to the
You
side
must.
of,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like a Walmart. You
You
know?
I
have-
can't
That's
believe
exactly
they didn't
right,
sign an
right by the
executive
door.
order to put a McDonald's in the White House now.
Yeah.
Like,
because
he-
nobody's brought it up. He
Well,
hasn't.
the problem is he needs to get all the brown people out of
Yeah. This
working
is it.
for the McDonald's,
That's
because you
it.
know that they're all trying to make a living out there.
There's a
so-
certain requirement that you have to have in order to work there, and most people are not going to be up to muster, as they say. But it's a flaming hellscape of everything. But as far as the previous flaming hellscape that we made it through, the Nightmare Show happened. We got there and thought we were initially going to have another fucking fiasco, because the guy was like, all right, well, we're putting all the drums on the stage.
Every time I show up to these things,
Has this
I will-
person ever been to a concert before?
Apparently not, no.
Actually, before you get too far, I had a little
Yeah.
fun fact I want to tell you guys.
Tell me,
I don't
Chris.
think I might have told you by accident, but
don't worry, I'm never listening
Never.
anyway. I don't retain a single thing anyone tells me. I completely forget what we talk about on this show every week.
That's it. That's
Every
what
week.
it's all about. It's all about just in one ear, out the other.
No, so the venue is where I went to preschool.
Oh,
You
you
went-
did not tell me that.
You went to preschool at the Double Barrel Roadhouse,
Yeah,
Chris?
that-
Holy
Can you tell?
shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I knew it was a church
They
at one
put
point.
him to work pulling the bingo numbers.
That's it. Yeah, they're like, get up there, get up there.
That's where I learned to count.
That's the
1,
reason.
7,
That's what-
4,
B17,
Yeah.
G8.
I can count all the way up
It
to
made paying
072.
it made paying my bills very complicated, but eventually.
Where
But
are all the letters?
that's it. Yeah, yeah. That's so that I knew that, and that also brings me joy. Dressing up and doing satanic music in what was once a church, I suppose.
How do you feel drinking at your old preschool?
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
a good question.
it was funny. Like we had driven past it.
Mhm.
I drove up with a friend and his girlfriend. We dropped his girlfriend off at her parents down the road, and like turned around and the GPS, like as we were getting close, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, because I recognized the road, and I realized that we're like turning into the parking lot
There
of
you
where I
go.
went to preschool, and it was weird, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
'cause I hadn't been there in forever, and I remember specifically multiple traumas of growing or being there, because the lady who was in charge had a son that was my age.
Mhm.
And multiple times I'd be playing with something and he would want to play with it.
Right.
And obviously I would say no because I was already playing with it.
Yeah.
And then his mom would come up, take it from me and give it to him.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go, Chris.
She was preparing
like-
you for the
I
world.
was like 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Start early.
Was
gotta
she
learn
still
early.
there? Because you could have thrown her into the
Yeah.
microwave.
Oh, that would have been good.
That's all they had
should-
in the,
I,
in the
hope,
kitchen.
I hope she was in the hot
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah.
Crackers.
At least her son maybe
Yeah,
was back
she had
there.
a heart attack yelling bingo.
That's it. Yes, it's drop dead. Drop
She
dead
definitely,
on
if she's not dead, she's definitely happy now that our world is looking more like the way that
Yeah,
she
probably.
envisioned
That's
it back
exactly
when Chris
right.
was a toddler.
Things are all working out just
Give me
fine.
that. That's for my son. You can't have it. You talking about sharing? Fuck you.
That's not what this place is about. Jesus is about manifest destiny. So, it's mine now.
Notice Jesus didn't have any feathers on his head when he came down. God doesn't like them.
Yeah, and he had pale skin and blue eyes.
That's right. So last year, if you recall, we got there. We had a huge fucking deal with the sound guy who was
Yes,
telling us we're
yes,
only
yes.
going to use one drum set.
This guy came up to us with his arms folded.
Yeah.
I came in like just a minute after he had kind of assembled people, and everyone was already stressing, and everyone was kind of looking and sheepishly looking around. And he comes up and stands up in front of us with his arms crossed, and he's like, "We're doing it festival style,
Yep.
and this is how it's gonna be. And we're doing everyone changes drum. Everyone's using the same drum set."
Right.
And I was like, "So we're the headliner, and our drummer has like his own kit. Can he have his own kit backlined because he kind of needs his own kit?"
Right.
And he was like,
This is
"The-
outrageous.
The headliner can do it, yes, but everybody else." And then he got all butthurt because I guess we got somebody involved that he was like,
Everybody was getting involved. Everybody
Oh, yeah,
was.
'cause that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is.
it was
fucking
so
stupid.
obnoxious. It was it was the shittiest thing ever.
I'm wondering if this is the same sound guy that we had to deal with at what was it? The biker bar. Torsten.
Oh,
Oh,
Taurus
T.I.
Ten.
Oh.
Who knows? Who knows?
T.I.'s the worst.
Yeah, because Kill John opened for an Iron Maiden cover band out there,
Yeah.
and like by the time we got there, they already had the Iron Maiden dude's kit set up and mic'd, and the guy that booked us said that we could bring our kit
Sure.
because Schroeder's pretty short, so
Yeah.
they can't just play anybody's kit.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Right.
And like the guy was like, "Well, I already set all the mics up."
Okay.
We're like, "Well, you're the sound guy. Can you just set up other mics?"
Yeah,
They're
some
like,
tape. You could just
move
mark
'em
your,
and then
yeah,
move
whatever
'em
you gotta
back.
do. Yeah. Yeah.
and,
Something here.
Yeah, Schroeder ended up using this other guy's kit.
Jesus.
Which, it's like,
Well, that's
I don't know.
That's how.
It's,
Anyway.
it's nice that he let him use the kit at least, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
still, it's so
I
shitty
mean,
when.
what was the other option? He was going to stand there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And even if you like are using someone else's guitar, I mean that's still a real pain in the ass
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
maybe their action's not set right, maybe the scale's weird. You've never played on it once before.
Well, yeah,
It's not transferable
the,
exactly.
the show that we played at Springhouse or whatever, when I
Yeah.
let like 2 or 3 other bands use my kit, by the time I got to it, it was
Oh,
like,
yeah, it was all jacked up.
Destroyed. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it
right.
went from like a 14-year-old kid to some dude that's like 6 feet tall, or
Yeah.
like 6.5 feet tall, back to me, and on top of the floor being uneven and fucking cobblestone.
Oh,
Do you remember when
that
we?
was terrible.
You
That
remember,
shit was
fucking-
horrible.
remember when
I remember
Turbo
sticking
Lover?
a piece of wood under my kick
That's
pedal.
what, yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta prop it. You have
It's
to
like
put a
they were
wedge in
pushing
there.
on. I just saw the rim flex, and
Yeah.
one of the pedal was attached. I was like, "That's not happening."
Do you remember when we played Zippers with Turbo
Yeah,
Lover
yeah.
and we opened for the Godsmack tribute band?
Yeah, I
And
remember the
this-
graphic on their little
Yeah,
TV.
the sound guy wouldn't let us switch out kits, and the Godsmack drummer was like, no, you just got to switch out the breakables. We already have everything set up. You got to use it. So John Sable was playing drums. He beat the shit out of those drums. And it's amazing watching the videos back because you can see he's just got a snarl on his face and he's just whipping that fucking snare the whole time. It was great. It was great. But anyhow, so this guy's like, no, you're not doing it. So we had all these people get involved. We're going back and forth. And I was just like, I'm going outside because I'm going to fucking lose my mind. So I was pacing around.
Stressed vibe going on there.
Yeah, it was a mess. So all so pacing back and forth, whatever. I come back in, and the guy's fucking gone.
Yeah, he fucked right off.
And so I guess what happened was he's like, well, if that's what you guys are going to do, I'm not going to be a part of it.
I
and
think
he left.
Scotty came in and he intervened through somebody that had worked there. And it was just his assistant working with us, and who was like way more accommodating and totally nice, and we got it done the same
it's
way we
almost
wanted
like he was there to do his job.
Yeah. Oh my
exactly.
God. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Like,
it didn't have an
bands are
ego
here
involved.
for my convenience as the guy on the mixing board.
Wait, hey, play quieter. I don't want to have to turn the volume down.
I'm trying to play my game over here.
Get all your volume set up there, and then I'll just turn it up back here.
That's right. Yeah, I got a volume knob here. One band, one mic. That's how it works.
We got 32 channels, and I need one slider.
That's it. I only have one finger free.
Everyone using the same instruments across the thing.
You bang on that part. You play that part. You sing into this thing. I will figure it out. So we got there this time. All the drums are going to be on the stage at the same time. We're thinking it's a big stage, but it's not that big, to fit everything from everybody.
Yeah.
Like the first band is just split in half.
Yeah. And so then they're like, no. Then what we're going to do is everybody's going to tear down after sound check. And then they're just going to set their kits up before the
you just put the mics back.
And we're like, okay, but
like
the problem with that is that we have very, very limited time. And then word starts floating around that they're hard stopping us at 11 o'clock. They're pulling the plug. So we've got this set squared away with a tape in the middle of the set, as we played Lucifer there in the middle. And so I'm going to Matt. I'm like, we're cutting Lucifer. We're not playing it because this fucking guy's going to cut the set at 11, and we're going to be in the middle of playing the last song or the second to last song.
And all you hear is drums.
And it's just going to be drums, Tom's great, but people want to hear the rest too. And
but when we were up there and the guy was talking to you guys, I came in about 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
And I saw the same concerned faces, and I was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" Tom was all sweaty. He's like, "I'm gonna have to tear my drum set down. I just got finished setting it up."
Yeah.
I guess he just spent the last 15 minutes setting it up. And I was like, "Oh God damn it!" So I'm like, "Great." I was like, "I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody."
Yeah.
And so they were accommodating though. They turned around.
That
and
was
like,
the thing. Then it all changed.
Yes, you can change it up.
They were like,
yes,
oh,
you can backline.
Right.
Yeah, it's all fine. It's all good.
We'll pretend we're a real concert hall for a minute.
It's almost
Just
as
for
if they're
tonight.
okay with everything. Yeah, because basically what happened was, like, Zerobay, the first band, they wanted to use their own kit because of the
triggers
and all that shit. Yeah. So all the three, excuse me, Trump's America. So the
triggers aren't allowed anymore.
The
only trigger I want is on a M16.
Yeah, that's right. Rack that thing. So there's three bands in the middle. They're all cool with using the same kit. Everything's fine. I think they all use Nick's kit. In fact.
Oh really? I thought they were using Dave's kit.
So no, because
it was Nick's.
Yeah, because I remember Dave sitting down there and like playing when they were sound checking or whatever, and then Tom was going to use his, obviously. So we got all that set up. They were like, okay, yeah, we'll just switch the mics out then. So I went, because initially I was there. I was the second person there. Tom got there before I did, before load-in time. And after I talked to Tom, found out what was going on, I walked outside again because I was like, I'm gonna go, calm down out here and get the rest of my shit out of my car. And Nate got there, and he walks over to me and he's like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, starting all over again, man. It's like, what's going on this time? I was like, same thing, kind of, but not as bad. And so he's like, all right. So we go in, and by the time I got in there, we setting everything up, whatever. Matt got there. We had other people had gotten there and started getting things ironed out. So then everything was cool. So I went back to Nate and I was like, I take back what I said. Everything is fine. It's all cool. It's all good. And then something else. So then they're like, we need to see a contract from last year. We need a paper contract from last year.
They didn't give us a fucking
So-
contract
right, exactly,
last year.
exactly. So Nate's like, did you get a contract? Did you sign?
Then I
anything?"
walked in late to this conversation.
Right, yeah.
I never am in the forefront of these
So,
conversations.
so I'm like, here we fucking go again. We got to deal with all this bullshit.
Well,
And
you can't play if you didn't have proof.
yeah,
You
exactly
played
right,
last
exactly,
year.
exactly right.
I don't
So-
know. I feel like I haven't seen this makeup before.
Yeah, exactly.
or
So
that the guitar player used to work here at when it was a bingo
how about
hall.
that? Yeah. So we're walking around.
What's
trying
this
to
Prince
get this
Platinum all
shit all
about?
squared away. Ty's here. Ty says he's got the contract. So
Thank God somebody got
That's where it was.
so I'm going back through my messages on my phone because that's where I had the initial conversation about everything, all the details, what was going to get set up for the show the first time. And so I pulled that out and I was like, this is all we had. We didn't have, there was no contract. We didn't sign anything. There's no thing.
That's not paper.
Right, yeah, exactly. Right. They're like, oh, okay. Well, we just, because
Print that out
sometimes
and bring it back.
we only have a microwave back there, so don't have to use our printer. So
And don't write it down. I'll know.
that's right. I can tell the difference. I have a magnifying
Got an eagle
glass.
eye right
That's right.
here.
Actually, the glass on the microwave is just magnifying. So it's like,
I've never missed finding Waldo. I've always found him every single day.
right away.
I'll always know.
Right
Yeah,
away.
give me a couple days.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll
it.
find it.
Let me tell you what, none of that gets past me, one iota. So I show this lady the thing, right? And she's like, oh, okay, because it's just like sometimes bands will come in here and expect to get like $3,000 a piece. Or something. I was
yeah.
like, oh, well, we're
She's
not
probably
fucking,
talking about Corey
we're
Feldman.
not, exactly right. I was like, well, we're certainly not. We're not.
That
we're
was
not,
so insightful because they pulled me into the conversation. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
no, Matt, he does
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does
he's
the
the-
money.
he's the money man.
And I was like, okay. So I came in and I started talking about it, and I was like,
Money, yeah, I got some.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have some.
So
I
so
give a little to you, I
so
give a little to him. It's pretty complex.
We
actually.
all want money. I know that much.
I asked everybody. Everybody wants money.
Do we agree?
So before all of this resolution happened, Nate already walked away. He was just like, all right, well, and so he's going over setting up the birch table, whatever. And so we get all this ironed out. I go over to him. I was like, Nate, once again, take it back. Redact what I said. Everything is fine. They're all cool. They just thought that we were going to be a problem with all of this.
Yeah.
So
We were
it's
talking at length about like me and the lady who was handling the money. She's like, okay, well, we can try to help pay out the guarantee. I think they sold 50 pre-sale tickets beforehand.
Right.
So they're like, we can pay you out of that. And then I was like, last year I think we got some of the door and we split it up amongst everybody. She's like, I can do that after I pay my people on, you know. I was like, oh, well, I was like, so none of us really expect to get paid at all.
Yeah, right.
Because mostly we make like $20. This is like a hobby for us. I was like, we all have jobs. It's fine. I was like, don't stress about the money part. Just whatever you can afford to pay us after the show. Because really, like, we just like that there's this venue here is hosting us. That's what it's about. We still made out with some money. It was good.
It was further complicated because she's like, do you remember like how much it was? I was like, not really. Somebody walked up to me and handed me a wad of money, and that was
It
it.
was all
That was
cash
it.
left.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. And also, I noticed this year the door to the green room blank. Last
Oh.
year they had a night Xmas after Christmas
They
8
did?
on there. Oh yeah,
What
because we
the
took
fuck?
we took a picture in front of it.
I
So,
didn't even notice that. Now I'm pissed.
times are tough. Times are tough.
Pissed.
But yeah, so we got all that shit ironed out. We did.
For wanting not handwritten, but printed out
That's right.
materials. They couldn't have printed out for us.
They don't have a
What
printer,
the
only a
fuck?
microwave. So,
It was just an overcooked hot dog that was
That's all it was.
stapled to the
Yeah,
door.
or they can print it out on receipt paper, but it'll be 7 feet long.
With like 3 letters per line.
that's all they have room for. So it's we're getting everything in there. We do our sound check before sound check, right? Or actually, I think it was at the last practice. Tom says normally when we do sound check and stuff, I just play and whatever. I just take whatever for the drum monitor. But I think this time I'm really going to make sure we dial it in because I need to hear everybody for these songs that we're playing. So we get up there, we do sound check. We're like, all right, how's everything sound, guys? We have to make some adjustments. Okay, so we make the adjustments, so we play again. And so we play again, and we're like, all right, everybody happy? Everybody good? Okay, all right, we're fine. And Tom's like, I can't hear anything. I was like, so what are you telling me, Tom? You just scrapped the whole thing? All this talk about how you're gonna fucking dial the drum monitor in so you could hear. And so he didn't do that. But so we got everything squared away. They sound checked. They did everything in reverse from that point, going all the way.
Sure.
You know, the first band, that way they were already set up. And so by the time they got to, I think the second to last band, third to last band, whatever it was, they were like, listen, we got to do doors in like 15 minutes, so we can't do any more sound checks, or we just have to run this. We have to go really quick.
Oh.
So then everybody was kind of panicking, scrambling around, whatever. But I guess they got everything
I
in
left
there,
before that
in there well
happened.
enough. Yeah, you did.
I was
so,
like, I'm gonna go pick up Allison and get some food.
yeah,
Like, I'm done. I've done my part.
hungry time.
I
Yeah.
figured out the money thing. I figured,
Headliner leaving the building.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.
Headliner leaving the building.
I was like walking in and out freely. It's the only time in my life where I felt like I was like special.
Yeah.
Because I would come in and the security guy would he would stop me. He'd be like, no re-entry.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm in the headline band, and he was like, okay, that's okay then.
Yeah, that's all right. You can
Or
come
the-
back in.
Do you have a printout?
That's right. Do you have an 8-foot long piece of paper saying you're like one letter on each line that I'm allowed to
was-
come in?
It was hilarious because it was the same exact guy every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, have we not learned that
Right.
I have special privileges?
You should. Yeah, you didn't
Okay.
wear you have to wear a fancy
is
shirt or
Trump's
something.
America.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do whatever I want. I can come in the front door, the back door, wherever I want to come. That's the thing. And so we get up there finally. The whole show's going on. We got everything set up. I showed my tattoo to the bass player from Sabbath Warlock because she's also in Judas Priestess, right?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
With John Petrucci's wife.
That was the craziest piece of information I learned.
Yeah.
That John Petrucci's
I
wife
thought they
is in a
were,
band with her.
I thought they were Iron Maidens or something like. Or that's
She's in that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, she's in both of those bands.
Yeah, but she hasn't been playing with Judas Priestess, I guess, recently or whatever. She's
Oh.
been busy with something, but whatever. So, so we're there doing the backstage, and I was telling her my abbreviated history of singing and everything like that, and I showed her my Rob Halford tattoo on my leg, and I was like, it's the only one I've got. That's and so she then proceeds. She goes, "Oh my God!" So she calls some guy over, which I forget who he even was. I wasn't really paying attention because of what happened next. And so he comes over, and she's like, "Show him your tattoo. That's awesome." And so then she reaches over into her bag, and she pulls out a knife.
I want that tattoo.
And she proceeds to
I gotta
start
show this to people.
going like this, sawing towards my leg.
Oh my God.
Right? This is a real knife, too, mind you, right? She's sawing towards my leg. So I don't know if she's happy that I have this, if she wants to take my skin off like I'm a Yakuza member or something like that. I didn't know what was going on. So I dropped my pant leg, and I continued.
the knife out of her hand?
continued to talk to this guy while she sawed away at my jeans.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what in the fuck is going on right now? So then I finally, she let it be. And then she starts inspecting this knife.
Yeah.
And she's just like, there's this. And then later on, I was standing around talking to Nate, right?
Mm-hmm.
She comes down the staircase, and she reaches her hands out at both of our necks as she walks by. I'm like, who the fuck does this lady think she is? What the fuck does she think she's doing? So, but anyhow, so that was
That is insane.
it was an interesting little interaction. I was
I
like, we don't know each other like this
I
yet.
said
okay?
hello to her
Yeah.
once. That was all I got to say to her.
Yeah, but
Like, there's lots of people that like Rob Halford. You can't just
exactly right.
you can't just
You
stab
can't-
at him. and fucking- Act like you're gonna choke him.
That's right. You're not the doorman here. You have to let me through. You don't have a say in this.
She's like the guy from the I Think You Should Leave skit where he's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Give me that.
joking. I'm joking.
That's exactly what it was. So it was that was an interesting
She
little
definitely
tidbit.
wanted to kill you.
That or she
I
just
can't
wanted my tattoo. I don't know which one she was after, but either way, I wasn't okay with her taking my tattoo. She could kill me if she wanted to. That was fine.
And then take it.
Yes, and then take it. Yeah, but I need it while I'm alive. So then we all the bands play, everything's fine, whatever. We go out to play. We're in the first verse of the first song, and I feel like my chest is turning inside out. Like my lungs are collapsing.
Right before we went out there. Me and Matt were talking, and he's
Smoked
like,
a pack of cigarettes.
yeah. He's like, I've been having these chest pains. I don't know if I'll like live through this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean chest pains?
for like 6 days before the
Oh,
show.
wait, yeah, I think I remember you talking about
Yeah.
that at the last podcast.
Yeah. It's like and it was like incessant. So I was thinking like, well, what the hell? I'll roll the dice if I collapse on stage. At least I look cool. At least
good
I'm,
way to go out.
Yeah, I got a good costume on. And so
dying in red line,
that's-
just like everybody
there
wants
you
to do.
go. That's what it's. Put it on my
Dying in
tombstone,
red
baby.
line.
Died on stage at Chris's old preschool.
With a bunch of inverted crosses
That's
on your
right.
He
Exactly
rocked to
right.
death.
That's it.
Maybe the bass player for Sabbath Warlock actually was Chris's old teacher.
That could be.
That was
yeah,
trying
that's
to take
probably
your
what it was.
Yeah.
tattoo away from you and
Yep.
give it to her kid.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what it
maybe
was.
she started poisoning you slowly over a week ago.
So,
and she's like, it's coming soon.
oh,
She
like,
acted surprised to see
we've
your
been-
tattoo, but she knew it was
We've
there.
been trying to play with them for what 4 years
Something
now.
like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still. That was back the Skid Row show. I think,
Yeah,
was when
Yes,
they
yeah,
first
that
did
was
that.
yeah.
I think the first one, and then that canceled. Then I think they got snowed
The
in
wea-
New York.
yeah, the
that
weather,
sounds right.
all
the
kinds of
JB's
shit.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just one thing after the other, but yeah, so that was an interesting. So we get up there, we're first verse of the first fucking song. I'm dying up there, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm gonna make it through this set. And so I'm just any chance that I get, I am trying to inflate my chest so that I don't collapse. And like I was trying to explain this after the show too. Like being in Thunderfist, there were plenty of times that I almost blacked out. There were plenty of times that like my vision narrowed because I was screaming for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm used to that. This was completely different. This was all like I felt like I was going, like my chest was going to
You're
collapse.
riddled with Legionnaire's
I,
disease.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. So we get it like the third song, and then we get to this tape in the middle of Lucifer, and I am literally thinking about just walking backstage just for a second, just so I can like lay down or something like that, because I feel like I'm gonna die, and so so I'm thinking like, am I gonna throw up? What the fuck is gonna happen to me? So make it almost through the set. We get to the second to last song, which is Melissa. And I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. The first line is I'm kneeling at the altar. This is perfect. So I'm going to take a knee, and I'm going to try and breathe again. So I did. I kneeled down. I took a couple breaths. My chest inflated again. I wasn't dying as much. And made it the rest of the way through the set. But I was counting my way through that whole fucking thing,
Yeah.
just like, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Almost home. I felt like when you have like the needle is on E and you're like almost to the gas station kind of thing, right? And so we finally get through the whole thing. The next day, completely gone. I can breathe fine. The chest pain is gone.
You got
all
the
of it
demons
out.
out.
I got
Yeah,
the
that's right.
demons out. That's what happened. I just haven't been doing my exorcisms.
You
so
just need to get that fresh, clean air
the-
from the double barrel.
That's all I needed. I just needed that fresh double barrel hot dog microwave air flowing through my lungs. But yeah, the pain comes back still every once in a while, but it's not as persistent as it was. But
Well,
yeah,
'cause it's been like 3 days since we did the set.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you finally don't have to run the set to practice it
That's
anymore.
true. That's also
So-
a nice relief.
Came
Maybe
down
it's
and-
just,
It's a
maybe it's
nice
just a
relief.
panic attack.
Yeah, it
sounds like every panic attack
like
I've
an
ever had, honestly.
like an 8-day panic attack. yeah.
I've
Well,
had
yeah, you're leading up to the show.
I've had
Like, man, I really don't want to do this. Every day it gets close.
Well,
Dude.
see, the thing was, it was only when I breathed in those. Like there's some. I think I had some sort of musculoskeletal thing from fucking shoveling all that snow. I
Oh,
think I
sure.
pulled a muscle in my chest. It really was.
it sounded like your sternum was
Yeah.
like it sounded like you had something strained
Like a
physically,
rib
not
out or something
internally.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fucking nightmare. But the show went relatively well. I mean, we fucked up stuff all over the place in the set.
Dude, I started the wrong song on the third song, and you would think I ran this set. I practiced this set almost every day for like 5 months, and I went into the wrong song. I'm like, yep. And I watched the video. I'm like, yeah, you can tell. But thankfully, the guys, everyone else was unified, so it just sounded like
it
I
covered
just was
it
like
enough. Yeah,
like I was doing something different.
yeah.
It wasn't like super fucked up, but Jordan probably. I never looked at Jordan, but Jordan probably looked at me and went,
He didn't look at you either after that. He walked out.
no,
yeah.
he never even said hi to me, and I know why, because he could hear all the fuck ups.
But yeah, it was a whole fucking nightmare. But it was good. It went well.
Yeah, it was all right.
We're never going to do it again. We're never doing another set of Merciful Fate.
Oh, fuck no.
And like I said last week, we had some bar in fucking Staten Island. Like, we'd love to have you for a Merciful Fate set. Like, well, we're not coming to your Sub Depot bar.
$5,000
A piece. A piece. Yeah, a piece.
$5,000,
That's
and
right.
yes,
Yeah,
we will do
five. So 25 grand will come out and do the show. No problem.
You know how much
no
it costs
problem.
to get Richard Cheese to come and perform for
How
you?
much do you know?
Like $60,000. I do know
Jesus.
because
Holy
CJ looked into it because he wanted to do it for some particular reason.
Okay.
And he was like, it was like an obscene amount of money.
Yeah, yeah.
For like one appearance.
Well, I mean, you know, it's good to be the cheese, the big cheese. But yeah, so it was an entertaining night. It was good to see everybody. We had tons of casualties from all the illnesses that are going around.
Oh, yeah.
There were tons of people missing, but it definitely wasn't. I don't think the turnout was quite what it was last year.
Not quite as much, but I think that might have been honestly because people were sick and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I mean. Yeah, I think it really did.
It was-
The
what it
weather
was.
hasn't been great.
This is also
Yeah,
true,
for a
Chris.
little
Yeah,
while
you're
either.
right. It wasn't exactly a balmy day.
I was like Neo Matrix dodging every illness throughout up until the show.
I could not believe it
Ugh.
because when I started feeling these chest pains, I'm like, I'm getting some sort of cold. I've got the fucking flu or something like that. And then woke up that morning, and I was like,
I'm dying.
like, am I okay? I guess I have to do this. I guess I have to go through with it.
It's so
Damn it.
fucking
Yeah,
nerve
God
wracking.
damn it.
When you're leading up to a show, you're like,
Yeah.
please
Yeah.
don't anything go wrong.
yeah.
Please, I don't want to hurt my hand.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck
I
my
remember,
car up.
right.
Like, oh god.
Back when I was still welding, I was always terrified. Like,
Yeah.
especially the last couple months before we were playing or whatever. I'm like, just don't touch a hammer.
That's
Don't-
right. Yeah, nope.
Like, oh fuck, great! I get to stick my hand in this thing. Like, sweet.
There goes your fingers. Oh god.
Dangle 3,000 pounds of steel over my head. Like,
One of the highlights for me was that at the end of the show, so Nick brought his kids to the show.
Yeah.
And they were right up front, and they were going crazy every time I went over on that side of the stage, which was a blast. So at the end, we took a picture. They were because I could hear them as I was walking off stage after we did the encore. They were like, Bratz, and I could tell just from it being little, young kid voices or whatever, that it was them. But I walked backstage anyway because I was like, kids, I'm going to collapse on you if I turn around, so I got to go back here. So went back there and then came back out, and they wanted to take a picture. So I took a picture with them, and Nick sent it to me a couple days later. And so I reposted it saying that they were going to be the openers for the Nightmare 15, coming in 2031 or whatever. He showed it to them. He said he's never seen them lose their minds like that before. Right. I said, well, it's every little bit counts. You
They
got
can
to
open.
give the
We've
kids
had
encouragement.
we have had some questionable openers.
We've had several.
in the
yes,
past.
yes,
well,
indeed.
Killjohn isn't allowed to open, so
That's right. Yes.
that's
So
one questionable act you don't have to worry
that's
about.
Oh.
exactly
Wait,
right.
Why not?
I don't know. I talked to Nate about it
No.
before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ty says he gave him one of his sweaty picks. That's right. I heard about that too. But yeah, that was
great.
the
I might be wrong.
The whole night was. I proposed that we turn this into the midsummer nightmare.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we get out of the cold weather and.
I recall suggesting that a couple of times.
Well,
Yeah,
Chris, but
let's
I'm
do
saying it now, so it might
Nightmare After
actually
Half
happen.
Christmas,
so
I remember
that's,
specifically
that's right.
proposing.
That's right. That
Nightmare
was
after
the.
Independence Day.
There you go. The nightmare of whatever day we
Nightmare
can
after
barely
Memorial
get
Day.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nightmare out.
So we can change it every year, different
And we
holidays.
can all wear white. That's everyone wears pure white
that's
after
right.
Memorial
That's
Day.
right. And Nike sneakers, and at
That's
the
right.
end we just drape ourselves and we all take a bunch of poison. and that
Covered
way we
in
can-
Kool-Aid.
That's it. That's what we want to
The
do.
final nightmare.
That's right.
Before
the
we
final
started
nightmare.
the set, when we were setting up and all,
Mhm.
and everybody was checking, I walked up and these like younger-ish kids, not like Nick's kids, but they were like probably like 18 to 20-year-olds. They were like, "Oh, can you take like a selfie with us?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay." And I did when it was like blurry, and I was like, "Is that okay?" And they're like, "Ah, it's fucking great." And I was like, "All right, cool."
You guys fucking suck.
I was just like, "Why do you want a picture with the referee bass player?"
Yeah.
Like nobody gives a fuck.
You should have been like, give me $15.
That's right. That would be $5,000. Do you want me to sign it for you? These are Corey Feldman prices.
I know
Learn from the
G-Tom Mac
best.
too.
That was the best part too. I told so as I said, so the first opening band was this guy. Well, I was going to say this kid Max, but this guy used to come around all the Warhawk shows and everything. Used to follow all the bands around, and they were all hanging out backstage in the green room before the set, sitting at the table and everything. And they were talking, and I came up to them and told them, they were talking about the projector. Like, we got to resend the logo so it'll be on the projector or whatever. And I said, you can thank Corey Feldman for that because that's why they bought it and put it up there because he demanded one for his rider or whatever. And they were very confused as to who I was talking about.
Oh, he didn't know Corey Feldman?
And I was like,
The famous,
I was
legendary
like,
Corey
I was like, wait
Feldman.
a minute now. You don't know Bleach
The
Blonde,
the
newly
comeback
bleached
king?
blonde.
The C- star himself.
You never saw the Goonies? So yeah, but after a little explaining, they're like, "Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about." But yeah, that was a fun little interjection there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the doc says, "Don't tell Corey Feldman that." That's right.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, they don't live in the area, so they weren't part of your audience. But yeah, it was all in all, it was another nightmare.
It was a nightmare. but we
Remember that time you
survived.
looked at me and I yawned?
That was the best part. It's on the video too. I
Oh,
tried.
really?
I tried to capture it so that I could show it to you. But yeah, it's great because I'm grimacing and
my
I'm
God.
walking around, doing my
Yeah,
normal
then he
face, and then I stopped and I looked over and I did like a regular me face where I was like, "What the fuck, Chris?" And then I started laughing and I walked away and I was like, "Oh wait, I got to get back in character."
Get your head in the game, Sooner. Well, the funny thing was, before that, I had tried like subtly like flicking you off, just because I wasn't on stage.
Right.
I finally wasn't looking at the back of your guys' heads.
Right.
You missed all that.
I
but
missed it all.
My like second yawn of the night.
That's
you
it.
saw.
I
you
caught
that
it.
one.
Caught it just right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's on. If you watch, I think it might have even been in the. I think it was in Melissa, if I'm not mistaken. But there's
I think you're
there's
right.
a video on YouTube, and you can see me look off to the side of the stage. Just
break character.
Chris and break character for a minute there. Yeah, it was great because it was just like the previous year. There was something going on. Somebody in the crowd did something, and I laughed, or no, I smiled. That's what I did. I smiled, and whoever was in front of this person filming. They were like, yeah. And when I smiled and then I went back to my regular face, they were like, no, you can't do that. Don't smile. Don't smile.
You ruined it. You're ruining this for me.
I want my $10 back.
He smiled. I want my money back.
Doesn't even work.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a hell of an event, and I'm glad that it's over. So
Yeah, I'm glad it was no train wrecks happened.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, everything went all right. It was, there was obviously like varying quality of my performances. but
for everybody.
everybody I think did a great job.
I think for Witches Dance, no, Lady in Black, I sang low harmonies for practically the entire song
Oh,
because
seriously?
I was like,
When
what
I saw
that's
you
like the
doing
third
the
song.
crowd work with the mic too.
Yeah,
for-
well,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was for Into the Coven, the
Yeah.
encore. Even at practice, I was like, I got to give away some of these screams because I can't do
yeah.
that and then go
That's so
right
high.
into and then
Oh
go
my God.
right into right after that because they're nonstop back to back to back. But that all worked out. Luckily, everybody was crazy enough in the front that they pulled it off.
My
So,
mic was mixed low enough. I heard on the video
It was
that I didn't come
beautiful.
through too
Yes,
much.
it was perfect.
But if you were listening hard, you could kind of it was filling out the background a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
I was
yep.
like, thank
It was
God.
just right. It was just right. I was a little concerned about that too. I was like, I hope
Yeah.
they don't crank him up and.
Then all you hear is just.
Yep.
I was looking down at Ben, Dr. Benny, and he was just looking up in all admiration.
Mm-hmm. That was the funny
I was
thing,
like
too.
singing there, and he was just like, "Oh my
he
God!"
was like completely straight faced almost the whole set. I was thinking like he was gonna. I guess he wasn't drinking probably. That's why. But,
Oh yeah,
or
I
at least
think
not that
I
much.
thought he was drinking, but anyway,
maybe. But yeah, he was not. He wasn't going crazy about anything too much. But that was fine though. It's
he
okay.
was right up
Doesn't-
in the front.
He
was right,
was
in
right
front.
up there.
He was right next
was
to
up there.
Allison.
Yep.
It was Allison was like flanked by him and Tom from
And
the
then
Man
Steph
Children.
was next to Benny for a while there.
Yeah, she was up there too.
Jesse hung back as he does.
Yeah,
but,
eventually they kind of migrated. Him and Jesse and Steph kind of migrated back to the left or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Mhm.
So, but yeah, I could still see everybody's face. I saw you. They were over there near you, Chris. I think you were
Hmm.
on that
Yeah.
side, like my side of the stage.
But yeah, I started in the middle and then went to the bathroom at one point and then came back.
Yeah,
Then I was off on your side.
I appreciated like, and this was last year too when we got up there, everybody who was like mingling, hanging around for all the other bands, like all like came to the front.
pushed up. Yeah.
Like they all, nobody was really sitting in the back anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. It makes it
Yeah.
just feel like you have like an actual crowd.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I was Corey Feldman.
There you go. I for a moment I had to look in the mirror, and luckily,
I was like, oh yeah, there are other people that exist.
what a
Clutch-
shame.
Clutch your chest, crack a smile.
That's
and
right.
be like, oh, that's right.
I'm dying.
Well,
I had sorry.
no,
what
no,
is it?
that was the. Yeah.
I had a couple of funny stories. So,
Mm-hmm.
not too, or I think it was when Spellbook was playing right before
Mhm.
you guys went on, and I saw Jordan had gotten there, so I went to talk to him real briefly, and I was looking for Tom just because I wanted to say hey,
Sure.
and caught him on the way back from I don't know where he was coming from, and the Spellbook was playing, and I was like, hey, I heard Prince Diamond finally got a good drummer, and then he like gave me this weird look. Like, he was like, what? And I was like, I used to play for them. He's like, yeah, I know you're Chris. And I was like, oh, well, I'm excited to see you play.
The sarcasm was totally
Yeah,
lost
'cause
on
I,
Tom.
That's it.
I told the same joke to Ryan or to Jordan.
Yeah.
And he thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. And then I thought Tom will get a kick out of this too because I'm giving him a compliment.
Yep. No.
And he's just like just completely off put.
he
I
was
was
too
like,
busy counting in his head.
yeah, I was like, man, I hope I didn't just fuck his whole night.
Yep, but we pulled it off, and luckily Tom's kit didn't fall apart. We didn't have any
Yeah, that happened last time.
no
the summer.
technical difficulties.
My other favorite thing from the night was I know you weren't out, but did you watch Wrath play?
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
sorry, Sabbath Warlock.
I watched him a little bit, and then I went into the green room for a little
Okay.
while. I was like, I kind of saw half and half.
Okay, so there was somebody just dressed up as the Grim Reaper that stood on
it
stage.
was Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But I didn't know that for
Oh,
a
right.
while. So like I was talking to a couple people, and I was, just like, hey, how much do you think the guy playing the Grim Reaper's getting paid?
Right.
Stand there, and I like told Dave, his brother, the same joke, and
Yeah.
he's like, "That's fucking Billy." I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! Why is he up? I was like, "Why is he doing that?" He's like, "I don't know. He just wanted to." And he's like, he was gonna go up there without a mask on. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, put my fucking mask on. Like, I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot. And
Oh
then,
my God, Billy is death himself! I never knew.
But on top of that, like his socks didn't match.
Yes.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was the greatest thing. I noticed that too when I was up there. I was like, first of all, why does Death have no shoes on?
Yeah, and you can see his jeans poking out of the bottom of the cloak.
I
Oh, that cracked me up.
nudged Allison. I'm like, who the fuck is this Grim Reaper guy?
So he said that he got off stage with them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And he's like, he got off. He said, "Thank you so much for letting me do that. That was awesome." And then he said, "I didn't want to walk around too much because I couldn't really see, and I didn't want to trip and impale somebody with this scythe." So, right, it's,
The bass player's coming up, sawing away at his legs.
and they brought that fucking thing.
That scythe was like a legit scythe. It was
I have
hanging
one
out
too,
back
yeah.
in the green room like all night. Because I saw it before they went on stage. And
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was like a part of an instrument or something. And then I realized like, oh, it's the fucking Grim Reaper scythe.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was definitely an adventure.
I put it
Yeah.
together in my head that it was Billy though, like later on, because like before they had made any announcement, because I'm like, well, who the hell else is built like that? That's like
Right.
just this towering guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's Billy, because I was standing there next to him out in the backstage after that, and I was like, oh yeah, I think that was him.
Yeah, yep.
Of course, he had his shoes on by
There
then.
was a change out of his Bucky's costume. That is
Right,
right.
Oh my god.
Oh man, what a blast! So I think that the performance is the worst part of
Sure.
the nightmare.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part, was not having to play.
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it. That really is it.
That's
you
the
know,
best gift you could get.
yeah, being
Don't have to
I got to
fucking
flick
play.
you off. I got to yawn.
This
and
is,
make
this
you
is
lose-
it, and
lose
then
your
you get
spot.
then you get to go to Sheets. So
If you would have collapsed, I could have pointed and
and
laughed.
that's exactly that's right. And you were waiting
Loser.
too. I could
Yeah,
see you.
yeah.
I could. That's why you were yawning. You were waiting so long. It's just getting bored. Yeah, that it's fun to get together and practice. It's fun to hang out backstage. It's fun to
do miss that
take
bit.
pictures with people. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch the videos after the show's over. But the performance is horrible. It
Ugh.
sucks so bad.
It's so
But-
nerve-wracking. You're just hoping
Yeah.
to God you just get it all done, and it's like, and you don't fuck anything up noticably. That
Right,
people
right.
enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah, because in practice you can stop any time and say fuck this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, let's do that over again. That sucked.
But yeah, it was a good time. But
Well, thank you to everybody that did
yeah,
make it out.
everybody who came out,
really
who was
appreciated
well
seeing
enough to
everybody.
attend, and
was-
everybody who
Thank,
wasn't.
thank you to you two
Yeah.
on behalf of the
Oh,
audience.
Well, thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Don't tell Greg and Tyler
I
or
won't
Tom.
th-
I
no,
said
no,
anything.
no,
They
no,
don't
no,
get the
no.
they don't get the
I
congratulations.
don't want to go into their heads.
That's right. Yeah, they could barely fit into the door as it was. So
It was funny. Ace texted me or messaged
Did
me
he?
on Instagram.
Yeah.
During the before we went on,
uh-huh.
and he was saying something. He said we were talking about he was bringing up how he had 10 feet of snow.
Jesus
in
Christ.
fucking down in Louisville,
I believe it.
and then it's still melting. And he said he just goes out on his lawn and points at the patches that are still there and yells at them. Then he wishes us luck for the show. But,
Awesome. Hell yeah.
But I appreciate that, Ace.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. I always send a picture of my, like, once I get all my costume on and everything, I send it to that Asses of the Masses guy on
Oh
Instagram.
yeah. Did he come? Did he show
no,
up?
he hasn't moved yet. He hasn't moved yet. But, so he'll probably be at the next show. But
Better be.
but yeah, that's going to be an interesting interaction for the first time. But anyhow, let's move on from this nightmare
Yeah.
into some weird news. What do we say?
Let's go.
Let's have a weird nightmare.
All right, everybody on the
Everything's
net,
a
we
weird
got three
nightmare
of you.
in my life.
Juan is here.
Juan!
Juan says Rockstar's in the
Juan.
house.
Juan.
And we got,
I'm retired.
of course, the doc is here. Yes, yeah, Chris is retired.
Currently on
He's
retirement.
on leave.
That's
Chris
right,
is
he's
on
on-
leave right now.
He's on paid leave.
I'm a mock star.
Yeah.
He was a DEI hire.
That's why I had to marry in.
His future's uncertain.
Yeah. I hope I don't get fired from life.
They're gonna deport you. They just don't know where to put you yet because they haven't picked a dimension out.
That's right. That's right. We're done with these interdimensional hires. We're not, no more. No more. We're tired of it.
Diversity, equity, and interdimensional.
That's right. That's what it all stands for. We finally have the breakdown. All right. Let's see. We'll get everything lined up
Juan,
here
I want
for
to talk
everybody.
to you, Juan, because I don't know if I was talking to the guys earlier, but I think before we went live.
Yeah.
I don't know what constitutes a DEI hire. Like, I don't know who that is, and how in the fuck are they going around picking out, like, oh yeah, you were hired for that. Doesn't matter how good or bad of a job you've
Nope.
done, but if you were hired under that basis, yeah,
You're fired.
old Yeller time. I'm like, what the fuck is it? It's insane to me. Thankfully, like you said, everything's litigious.
Yeah.
There'll be court cases fucking galore.
that's
It's
it.
the craziest thing. It's almost like they don't think before they speak.
Yeah.
This administration?
Yeah, I know, right? Who would have thought? Again, if only we had seen this kind of thing before.
Right, maybe
know
on
what
like
they-
a reality TV show, or in 30 or 40 years of business history, or,
I
or
played-
maybe a previous 4-year term.
I played all of the old
Nothing. We had nothing.
No idea.
Nothing to go
Completely
off of.
blind.
all the old Call of Duties I played. I know what I'm looking at right now. I've seen this before. I know what's coming.
There we go. It's going to be time. Okay, let's see here. Let me get the little thing here. We're gonna get rid of this shit off the screen, and we're gonna bring up the weird news tape for everybody. We got 4. No, we got 3. Thank God. I was worried there for a minute.
A nice
It's
even
like,
3.
I was like, yeah, that's we like that nice round number.
I like a number indivisible.
That's right. That's right. That's what America is
Prime,
all
baby.
about.
That's right.
Amazon Prime.
We got those prime numbers.
That's it. All about them.
I bet you somebody's gonna find this podcast in the way, way future,
Yeah.
and they're gonna find it to be like coded language for some kind of
Yep.
Illuminati shit.
Yep. That's
Right.
it. You got to read into it.
Without a doubt.
I can.
Has to be.
Maybe
the
that's
world, the future is just conspiracy theories.
once we're done with the show. That's what I'll do. I'll try and create some sort of cipher and figure it all out because I know I have about maybe 12 canned phrases that I use constantly.
Well, and
Dude.
I've been dropping secret messages since I started on the show.
Well, and most of it is in your blinking patterns, but you
Exactly.
got to really
We-
zoom in.
We do
And
talk
the real
about.
trouble is all the episodes that weren't filmed.
That's where it
That's
really
where
gets.
you gotta do some homework there.
Yeah, you have to sense the subtle
Yeah,
pressure shifts in the room.
Intuit his facial features when he's speaking.
Yeah.
We do bring up jargaritas at home pretty often.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It is some sort of a code.
It's a
We're not
timeless
sure
classic.
what it is.
That's
but
right, and that's the thing.
I've poisoned your mind.
That's right. It's all about the little victories. Juan says minorities, the disabled, elderly, queer people, anyone who's considered marginalized people who otherwise wouldn't have a shot because of discrimination. Or he says asterisk, or anyone.
Yeah, or anyone, right? It's so
Let's
it's
get some more
arbitrary.
margins in there.
Yeah, that's it. There you are.
That is the most crazy fucking shit
Yep.
ever.
Yep. But at least how many more days, Chris?
Just 3 years, 350.
let's do some weird news.
Let's get out of here.
All righty, everybody.
That's such a good way to dance.
It is. I'll tell you what.
It is. You know what?
It's simple. It's repeatable.
If I
It's,
ever get hired for my dance skills, I will immediately be fired.
That's it.
Because they're a little different.
It's arguably the oldest dance in the history of humanity. But all right, so here we go. Let's get the video up here for those of you watching at home. Here we are, everybody. Prepare yourselves. We're going to start off with somebody that we have been, well, whose fault we have been talking about quite frequently recently. In a case of cosmic mistaken identity, Harvard Smithsonian Center of Astrophysics briefly announced the discovery of a near-Earth asteroid that had just been discovered in January of 2025, named 2018 CN41. Okay.
Rolls off the tongue.
So it's really beautiful. I'm glad that
I
they
can't
kept
get the name out of my head.
That's right. It was all obviously before all of this DEI stuff. But so the object's orbit was alarmingly close to Earth, raising concerns about a potential collision in the near future.
Please hit us.
I know. That's what I was hoping for too.
Solar
The
flare.
best news I've heard all
Right,
year.
that's right.
Solar
It's time to go. It's almost like the dinosaurs were begging for it. So, however, less than 17 hours later, the Minor Planet Center retracted the statement and found out that the asteroid was, in fact, Elon Musk's Tesla Roadster that had been launched into space in 2018.
If that fucking thing hits the Earth and blows us up,
the irony, right?
I just
Wouldn't that be great? That's why he wants us to go to Mars so bad. He's like,
Yeah.
that thing's only going to stay up there so long.
it's
Maybe
only
it's
getting closer.
Maybe when everybody thought he was doing the Nazi salute, he was
That's
actually
right.
just pointing at us.
He was
Yeah.
beat.
Like,
he, was,
there it
he was
goes.
locking his car. He's like, none of those fucking aliens are getting my shit in there. I got my CDs in there. So
Nobody looked, so he did it again. Just
That's
to make
right.
sure.
Oh, that was the other great part too. I forgot to tell you that I was watching the video back, and you did the Elon salute in reverse.
That's right.
You waved and then you took it to your
I pull it into my heart. I'm bringing the love into my heart.
And I only noticed it,
It was
because
a Nazi.
that's right.
salute.
It's a knot.
It's a knot. No, it's, the only reason I noticed was because there was a bit of the song, and I rewound it because I wanted to go back to the previous
And
part,
you saw it
and you
go,
did it in reverse. And I was like, whoa.
I'm just trying to cover all my bases.
That's it. You have to.
We
you
were
have to be
joking
further.
about how with Jay that he did this
Yeah.
this motion at his last show where he put his arm
Yeah,
from
he's-
chest, but it wasn't across his body.
Yeah,
it
he
was
didn't,
just
he didn't cross. It was
shoulder
from one
to
side.
to
Yeah.
tip.
It was what not unilateral,
I
but
have
lateral.
done. By the way, I have done so many Nazi salutes on this camera.
No, we just said they're Nazi salutes.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Booby traps. I am safe. Okay, what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to cover my bases, guys.
You gotta keep it safe. Gotta keep it safe. But yeah, no, that was great because I think Jay had a video of him watching himself on a video, and he's going, "Uh oh."
Yeah, that was the best part of what he showed.
Well, anyway, the incident highlights the growing concern among astronomers the lack of transparency surrounding deep space objects. While near-Earth space is closely monitored, the vast expanse beyond remains largely unregulated. And this allows for a growing number of untracked objects, including defunct spacecraft, rocket boosters, to be potentially mistaken for asteroids. So the consequence of such errors Chris, I know you're wondering why that's a big deal, so I'm going to tell you. It ranges from wasted
been sweating
resources.
over here.
Yeah, I know, obviously. And so wasted resources, miscalculations, potential threats. That the astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell at the Center for Astrophysics said that worst case scenario, you spend $1 billion launching a space probe to try and offset an asteroid, only to realize it's a Tesla. So he said
But doesn't it act the same way as an
Just some
asteroid?
asshole shitting all over space.
well, I think the idea is like that.
Some dickhead's
I guess
waste.
the Tesla would break up in the atmosphere a lot easier than an asteroid would. I guess is the dilemma
Okay,
there.
I was curious
Just
what the
rain
difference would
lithium
be.
down.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
Yeah, that
so,
one, that's not going to be bad.
so as many nations and companies venture into space, the problem is expected to worsen. They're calling for greater transparency and a centralized database for tracking deep space objects. I mean, no, I'm not going to say that. So,
we can't even keep trash on the ground.
yeah, well, this is true. Exactly right, Chris.
We're
That's
just
how
digging
bad we are.
holes
We're
and-
just shitting in space now.
Don't
too.
worry,
Yeah.
we're just going to
I
drill,
don't know
baby,
why-
drill. That's all
That's
we
right.
have
Drill,
to do.
baby, drill.
I can't imagine why the aliens don't want to stop at the
Yeah,
fucking trailer park.
what's going
Yeah.
on here? Yeah. Why
They roll their
doesn't
windows up.
Why
They go
doesn't
past
anyone
Earth.
visit Australia? So while some companies have expressed willingness to share information, others, including SpaceX, refuse to share their data.
Yeah, see, it's not. It's all about. You thought
I just can't believe
transparency?
Elon's being a dick.
Yeah, it's another surprise from the Secretary of what is he? Efficiency? Is that what the Department of?
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah, there you go.
Doge.
That's it. The Doge.
I can't stand that bullshit.
Yeah, that's
dude.
right. There you are. That's how it happens. Sometimes it's what you think it is, and sometimes it isn't.
They don't want the Doge does not specifically want any transparency, and I
No.
think they're trying to get like they're trying to not. They were supposed to be like an outside consulting agency.
Mhm.
Now I think they're trying to like take over. They're trying to shoehorn them into a formerly defunct like
Yeah, they are.
government.
They are.
Yeah, it's
It
fucking
is like
crazy.
shoehorned in.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Their what was it? Their acronym is inside of another acronym.
Yeah.
Now it's because they're under some other umbrella.
That's it.
See, this is what they do. They lie to you. They
Mhm.
tell you that it's going to be one
What?
way, and then it goes a whole other way.
We've never seen this before from a politician. I can't believe it.
This story makes me think of that Futurama episode where there's that giant trash ball in space that's
Oh.
coming at them. That's gathered all this mass, and it's gonna destroy Earth. So they just shoot another trash ball at
There
it
you go.
to
That's
bounce
all
it
you
away
gotta
from
do.
Earth.
That's all you gotta do.
And they're like, that other one will come back to our trajectory in like 4 billion years. Fuck it. They're like, we don't care. Yay, well, hooray, we saved the Earth.
Well, sometimes you just have to do what you can with what you've got. Very similar to this woman named Jian Feng, who was
What's her name?
Jian Feng, or
Jian
Feng, I
Feng.
suppose.
Jian Feng.
Was living. Rather, this is her
Spit
husband.
on that thing.
Yeah, that's right. Jian, spit on that thing. Was living. Oh, I saw a great video. So something happened with
What
the.
website was this on?
Well, it depends upon what story I'm about to tell. So there's some who just was it did the Philadelphia Eagles just do something?
Yeah, they
Eagles
just
are
beat
in
the
the Super
Commanders.
Bowl, yeah.
Okay, so there was a video that someone took from inside the crowd where everybody's going crazy and people are like hanging from the light posts and holding onto
Yeah,
the
it's-
banners and
it's called
ripping off.
Philadelphia.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so then they're walking around. They're like everybody's partying and everything, and all of a sudden you see a guy's hand go up in the crowd with a gun. And he pops off a couple shots. Everybody starts screaming, but the guy who's who's standing in front of the guy holding the camera, he goes, "Oh, I believe that was a gun." Like you're that hardened in Philly. That's like,
Oh, 100%.
I believe that was a gun.
Well, yeah,
well,
if the Eagles win, they riot, and if they lose, they riot.
that's exactly right.
That's right.
The whole city's going to burn down again.
Still, remember
it's,
hearing when they won whatever the last Super Bowl they won was, and some dude on video ate a piece of horse shit, and then like instantly threw up because he ate horse
Oh
shit.
my God, Philadelphia, baby.
Imagine. Yep, living
Philly.
up to that filthy
Oh,
name.
where's that sound bite?
Which one? This one?
No.
Oh, the other one. I don't think I do. I have that one? Yes, I do. Of course, I do.
Philadelphia is worth $50.
I believe that was a
That's
gun.
how much he got dared for.
Well, Jian Feng was living what he thought was a picture-perfect life with his beautiful wife
Oh no.
until their first child arrived.
Oh.
Jian Feng's world was turned upside down when he noticed his daughter looked nothing like him or his beautiful wife.
Oh.
As his daughter grew, the difference became so stark that he became convinced that there was only one explanation. Aliens. Extraterrestrials.
Illegal aliens.
Yeah, illegal
Yeah, we're
aliens,
talking
too,
about.
mind you. They're the problem. So convinced his wife must have cheated on him, right?
Right.
He launched into months of accusations,
He
demanding
kept on going for months.
demanding paternity tests.
He's like, it's the first of the month.
That's
It's
right.
Paternity
That's
test time.
right.
I told
Paternity-
you already.
I've already filed the paperwork. So under the pressure, his wife finally cracked, but not with the confession he expected. Instead of admitting the affair, she revealed her more than $100,000 pre-marriage secret. She had extensive plastic surgery that completely transformed her appearance.
She held on to this information for months after he was asking about it.
Apparently.
This is a very simple explanation.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't look like I did back in the day.
Have you ever
'cause-
seen the show Nip Tuck?
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's so easy.
It gets better. Rather than accepting his wife's past, Feng took her to court, claiming he had been deceived about her true appearance.
Wow.
My
So-
wife is hideous.
That's right. And in a
Shallow.
a jaw-dropping verdict, the male judge awarded him $120,000 settlement.
Cha-ching.
Wow.
Yep, he won. So,
Damn.
this, even though we don't know this woman's name, okay,
Is this her?
this is her. This is her before and after. These are the images of her before and after the plastic surgery. So you know, this is quite a
I mean,
masterclass on that.
she but
everything
you can
but
see the
the
pictures.
She's handsome on the left.
Please reference the pictures.
And
Yeah, yeah.
she's handsome on the left and slightly more traditionally pretty on the right.
There
I
you go,
feel
that's
like
right.
such a piece of shit if I say anything out loud about
She
the
looks
wife.
like a great person. So the bigger story.
She had wonderful personality.
That's right, absolutely. So
Well, I wish they would have given her a fucking education too, because clearly you can't. Who the fuck sits there and waits for months,
yeah,
acting like, oh well, I can't believe that you, like, it's such a simple explanation.
that's all you had to say.
You don't look like you used to.
Right. Well, I know,
Just be like, yeah, I got a little work done when I was young.
just just a little bit before we got married.
And would that
you
have
know.
mattered? Would they have not had kids if he knew
Apparent-
that she was going to be ugly?
Apparently, he
You
didn't want
lied
to
to
have
me,
the
and now
ugly
you're
offspring.
ugly inside too.
That's right. And that is why I'm going to get $120,000.
Yeah, you lied to me $120,000 worth.
I need that money so I can have another
I
wedding.
can tell you that I have hurt. I have been hurt more than $120,000 worth by
Yeah.
other things that I'll never see that money.
But see, you did.
at all. This is worth nothing. This is worth $5. This is bullshit.
And the thing that I love is the little red arrow between the pictures.
Right, it's like you don't know which direction it went.
I just can't tell which
Oh
one
my
was first.
fucking god.
Which one was he angry at?
Christ.
But yeah, that was the internet is of course abuzz about this dramatic before and after photos. But the bigger story might be the standard societal
I
pressure.
want to. Does she have
can drive
golem
people.
teeth or?
It does certainly seem so. But then again, her mouth is closed in the other picture, so
Yeah,
we're not
it's
quite
hard-
sure
it's
how
hard to
if she
know.
had the dental work done as well. We're not quite sure. But I'll tell you who did have some work done. A game of.
What color is this picture?
I had to fix this too, and it made it even worse. He looks like he's like out
That
of The
looks
Simpsons.
green.
Yeah,
He
it does
looks
look like he's from The
he looks
Simpsons,
like
yeah.
Homer.
So a game of ding
Oh.
dong ditch for four
Oh,
teenagers turned into a terrifying encounter
no.
when a Missouri homeowner, who now stands accused of robbing and holding the teens at gunpoint, visited his house. The group was playing a game in a
I love his
residential.
expression on his face. Well,
Yeah,
I'd do it again.
that's what you get.
Get ready. The group was playing a game in the residential neighborhood of Springfield on Sunday,
Oh my god.
January 19th.
Did you do this on
I
purpose?
know.
Did you do this color on purpose? What?
So when they
This man
approached,
is balding with a white shirt and his skin looks yellow.
That's it.
And I don't mean that like the last picture. I mean it literally
That's
is,
right.
not colloquially.
that's right. It's
or
almost like he
racistly.
has jaundice or something
Yeah.
like that. So they approached the home of the 40-year-old Melvin Rankin, according to the probable cause statement. The teens rang his doorbell once, and then after seeing him look out the window, rang it again. At that point, they heard the garage door open and a gunshot from inside the garage. They fled the home. Yeah.
It's so painfully slow, that garage door opening, that you're just waiting
And
and
if
waiting
you cross
and waiting.
the laser, then it stops and
Yeah.
fucks it all up.
The
Yeah.
anticipation just building.
That's right.
And then
Yeah.
there's just a man, just an overweight man with a gun, just that fires it in your
Yeah.
direction.
Didn't even walk out of the garage. He just fired it from inside.
He put a hole in his own roof. Yeah.
And made
Well,
himself go temporarily deaf.
bouncing around on the concrete floor.
And temporarily green or orange, I don't know what color he is.
Well, they then fled the home and drove away from the area. But Rankin, still armed, jumped in his car and pursued them.
Any relation to Rankin Bass?
Might be. We're not sure. Yeah, they haven't had a whole lot
Does
of
he do
luck with the
Christmas movies?
claymation recently. After the teens reached a dead end, he pulled up next to them, pointed his gun at the car, ordered them to get out of the vehicle. While still holding them at gunpoint, he forced them to lie on the ground and questioned them for the reason of their visit.
Okay.
He said,
Not
"Who
fair
sent
enough.
you?"
I'm guessing he didn't accept the answer fun.
Yeah, right. No. He reportedly
Goofing off.
asked them several times, "Who sent you?
Who do you
and,
work for?"
and where's the gun?"
Wow, this guy has some a little bit more complexity.
Yes.
to his
Yes,
life's
he's
troubles.
gotten
Maybe he thinks he's Neo.
yeah, exactly. So after the kids told him they were just playing ding dong ditch, ding dong ditch rather. Excuse me. He said that he let them leave unharmed, but he did take the keys to their car.
Wow.
Okay. The next day, the officers came and arrested him at a traffic stop and searched his car, where they found 2 handguns and, surprise, surprise, several controlled substances. So they searched the home, finding a 20-gauge shotgun. Where his partner told them told the police that during the teen's prank, he heard a knock at the door, and when he checked the ring system, he saw a man wearing a mask, armed with a gun, which
Sure.
of course was not what was happening. But they checked the footage later, and she saw that a man was wearing gloves. Later on, police checked the footage and found that it was just the group of teenagers. Rankin was charged with several felonies, including first-degree robbery, 2 counts of armed criminal action, unlawful use of a weapon, and unlawful possession of a firearm.
I love that he looks like if a pear gained sentience.
It's going to get worse because authorities then noted that Rankin is a registered sex offender and was already under permanent GPS monitoring
Oh, wow.
due to his sexual convictions. He was also previously convicted of possession of controlled substances, breaking and entering, and driving with a revoked license.
This is not a guy who considers his actions
So,
before he takes
yeah,
them.
this is definitely
What
not.
makes you say that?
Yeah, this is not. I mean, just looking at the skin, Chris.
I love that his expression just says like, "What?"
That's what Juan says. Juan says,
What?
"Yeah, I did it. So what?" That's
His face just says, "Yeah, what?"
yeah, he's got it. Well,
They rang my doorbell and ran away. What was I supposed to do?
I had to chase him down and hold him at gunpoint.
They rang it twice.
Yeah, twice. 2 times is how you get shot.
They
That's
didn't want anything.
Those are the rules in Trump's America. But sometimes you get shot for a different reason. A Florida
jeez.
police officer has been fired after she accidentally shot a driver with his own handgun during a traffic stop. Okay.
God.
If only they were trained to use firearms.
That's right. It's only. It's like they should take
And
a
they're
look.
in their 6 months of training.
Yeah, something. They should just
Yeah.
spend a little more time with the weapon. Well, Officer Sean Lowry of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office stopped driver Jason Arrington from running a red light around 5:10 p.m. On December 13th of last year. According to an internal affairs report by the Sheriff's Office, Mindy Cardwell and Austin Weppert assisted in the stop. The police described as the whole thing as a cooperative pullover, and they informed Lowry that he informed them that he had a legal, not an illegal, a legal firearm on his
Sure.
body. He complied with the instructions to step out of the vehicle and place the weapon on the
It's
ground.
like they designed these guns to go off
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
a certain kind of people.
That's
She picked it up and was looking like, oh, this is pretty cool.
yeah, bang. This thing worked.
And it just like pointed. It just pointed right over it, right at him. Oops, how
Well,
did that happen?
so the Arrington told the investigators that that Cardwell jerked the weapon several times, causing it to discharge. They told
Why
investigators
would she
that
do that?
That's
Stupid
right.
thing
She
doesn't
said
even
that the
work.
holster was too tight and she couldn't get it to come off. Here's the report on.
It's like opening a jar of pickles.
That's right. You just gotta
Wait,
keep
what was she trying to
shaking
get
it.
off of it?
The holster from
Trying
the
to
gun.
get it out of the
Why?
holster.
Because
There's
we,
no
because we
reason
gotta
to do
we
that.
gotta make sure this thing doesn't have
Oh
my
yeah,
face on
this
it. or
really
name.
is a gun, huh?
What if there's a bad word on here? Yeah. Here's the report. On December 13th, the police officer S. Lowry conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle operated by Jason Arrington after running a red light. They responded to assist in the traffic stop. He was cooperative during the stop, informed the officer that he was armed with a firearm. They asked him to exit the vehicle and place it on the ground. He cooperated. They then attempted to remove the firearm from the holster. While the officer was attempting to do that, it discharged and struck him in the leg.
The gun was so secure, she shot him with
That's right. She's like, let me tell you how dangerous these things are. Yeah, yeah. So,
it.
once,
You know, these are really dangerous in the hands of somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
You hit my femoral artery. God.
Juan says he's doing Michael Jackson tiptoes in the second picture.
Wouldn't you?
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. That's right. You got to entertain him because otherwise they're going to shoot him again. So the Internal Affairs investigation into his behavior was launched, and a charge of incompetence was filed against Cardwell, and she has since been fired from the police
On
department.
what grounds?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, but it definitely was a difficult day for these particular.
Also, the look on her face.
I
in that
understand
first picture.
accidents happen, but
Like, did that happen?
But look at the other officer. That's the best part. He's looking over like, did you just
What the
fucking
fuck?
shoot this guy in the leg?
How long have you been doing this?
That's it. That's how it goes. Well, sometimes many of us grew up with the 1983 comedy A Christmas Story as a cautionary tale as why you should never.
What's wrong with
What-
this guy's feet?
What
Well,
am I looking at?
You'll find out.
Going the wrong direction.
You'll find out in a
Yeah.
minute. As a cautionary tale is why you should never stick your tongue to an icy surface. In case in point, there was a man that was involved in a bar altercation in Canada. According to reports, the East Village Pub and Eatery in Fort McMurray, Alberta, early on Sunday, January 12th, first responders were struggling to help a patron who, unfortunately, after being told to lay on the ground by officers, had his penis stuck to the icy sidewalk.
Oh man.
I don't know why his dick
Was
was
he
out.
pantsless at the time?
I-
or-
He must have been taking a piss or something.
Something
still had a little bit of wetness on there.
something
I do know,
happening
like,
to get
I do know Fort McMurray is like their Detroit.
there. Yeah, right.
It's
Oh,
like
okay.
real,
So
real fucking
it's
rough.
a little of an interesting place. So police say that the man had been intoxicated and been arguing with patrons
need a
inside the steps. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Or sorry, a RoboCop.
So then the dispute had spilled onto the street at some point in the melee.
Robo Mountie, Chris.
Oh, yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some
Roll ball.
roll
You gotta
ball.
say it right.
roll ball.
Roll ball.
A robot Mountie.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got the
Alright,
horses.
Come here, hey, I'll blow your dick off.
He doesn't have a car. He's got a robot horse.
He's got a robotic horsey.
Well, at some point in the melee, the aggressor's pants fell down and his penis became stuck to the ice. Somehow, through the details were not
That's why his feet
specified.
are turned the
That's
wrong
right.
way
He's,
over,
he's
Chris.
like Jesus. He let's see. So emergency personnel managed to detach him relatively uninjured. That's not the kind of word you want to hear relatively, but he was subsequently
They
arrested.
just yanked him off of
yeah.
there and ripped all the skin off. Whatever sticks to it, to the ground sticks.
So
okay?
so they said that his member was basically glued to the ice, even as people were trying to help him off. Trust us, this gentleman's privates are clearly stretched before snapping right back to the ice.
Oh.
First responders seem to
Oh,
be
God.
pulling pretty dang hard right here, but nearly performing an
Did no one have
impromptu
warm water?
circumcision.
They were near a building, right?
No.
Yeah.
And it's not like this guy was wasted and he could just piss on command.
Why was his dick so wet though that it stuck? That
All
makes
the-
no sense.
He was sweaty from all the wrestling.
It wasn't even his sweat. It was other people's sweat on his dick. Other
That's
men.
So interesting enough, a local.
It happens.
That's right. Listen, this happens all the time up here. The cops are the reason that it stuck to the ground. The bystander said they pressed him face down on the ice, and his pants were down. and exposed, and it was clearly not getting him up fast enough, and that is the reason why
more-
it all froze to the
More
ground.
cops mismanaging their duties.
You know, sometimes you get it the right
At
way.
least they didn't shoot it.
That's true. Yeah, they could have shot it off.
They
Yeah,
just
we
ripped
got to
the
get
skin
him.
off of
We
it.
got. I get off work in 20 minutes. We got to get him out of here. So,
I don't think the
so-
Canadian. I don't think they have guns on them. Do you? Do they?
No, they would
Cops?
just beat him off
Yeah,
in the
they
worst
just
possible
beat
way. Yeah. And we're gonna beat ourselves right off here. That's why we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And that.
And Chris.
And that's it, everybody. Don't beat off the wrong way. Keep your pants on while it's still cold. Once it warms up, please take them off.
That's
Yeah.
right.
At
And
home.
disclose
you
all
know.
of your surgeries.
That's right. Yeah, let everybody know what's going on.
transparency.
Transparency, and we need like a code word with the police that my dick is, or no, let's broaden it. You know, because there's 2 genders now in America. So
I'm shooting blanks.
that's right. Yeah, that's the secret password. To let them know that your genitals are freezing to the ground, and we can't have that anymore.
I feel like I'd just be screaming like, "My dick is so cold."
That's it.
Icy wiener.
I see wiener.
What a day.
Bye.
All right, everybody on the internet, thank you very much for tuning in.
Thanks for
and,
being here with us.
as always. And this is it. We're done January now,
Yeah,
pretty
we-
much.
yeah, that's true.
We're moving on to the second month. Get ready to.
Short month.
We'll have.
3 years, 357 days to go.
That's right.
We'll be there in no time.
It's gone.
Ah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to move on, move out, and shuffle loose this mortal coil any day now.
The sooner the better.
Oh.
We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.